Family members. Family members. You know, I've told you that these days my energy level is super, you know, high, especially when I'm having a session with a guest, especially a guest that, you know, I've been hoping to talk to. You know, these people are so special to me, honestly. I just love the fact that finally we are able to do this. You know, I've always wanted to hear their story. I've always wanted to hear the story. I saw their wedding pictures back then, you know, been, you know, a while now. And I honestly want to hear their story. Like, how did you meet? How did you do it? And all of that. You know, those kind of, you know, juicy details that we love to hear on this channel. So yeah, today is really an interesting day for me. I feel like I look tired and look stressed because, you know, I'd been out today, went to school, came back really tired. But man, see the things we have to go through for the sake of the love I have for you. Do you understand? So I think it was when I had this appointment booked with them, you know, we had to also reschedule because some things also came up and all. And you know, when they're finally like, we are ready, more jump up me. Do you understand? So yeah, pardon my swollen face. Do you get? If in case you probably look at my eyeballs, you know, I feel like I've not even had like sound sleep, you know, that long hours of sleep in a while now because of work and all that. Well, there's no problem. We keep delivering. You understand what I'm trying? So, ladies and gentlemen, with this, I say welcome to our YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. We love you. Welcome. Take a seat, you know, grab a cup of zobo or a cup of coffee or a cup of water. Ladies and gentlemen, you people will begin to hear some accents on this channel. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So you know, you want a cup of water. Go tire. Okay, now let me not waste too much of your time. For all my bona fide family members, thank you so much. I love you. Thank you for always coming back to this channel. Today on the show, today on the show, I have this lovely couple. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, please drum roll. Welcome, Dick Beteru.
Oh shit!
See, people of God, let me give you a warning. This particular episode has a tendency of blowing. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because Mr. Peter's energy level and my own and his wife's own combined together. His wife is gentle. His wife is very gentle.
Are you sure?
I'm gentle.
I won't even say anything. Auntie Ruth, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm fine. I'm okay. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. I'm grateful. Mr. Peter, I don't think I need to ask how are you because you know now, we know you. You're always fine. You're always bubbling. Look at you shining.
Look at you level is top.
It's always top. How do you cope with his energy level? Let me start with that. How do you cope?
By taking Locozel boost. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. No, that one was a nice one. Okay, so before we get into the conversation, like I said, so we're just going to be, you know, having a conversation around how marriage has been like for you, you know, how you met, how he proposed, how did you know he was the one, how did you know she was the one and all that. But then let's play a little game. Are you saying he did not propose?
Yeah, we don't used to do touch packaging. We are deeper level. Yes, now.
Is it over the phone you did? Was it over?
No, don't worry. No, wait for the gist. No.
I'm waiting. Okay, so let's play a little game. Who is the first to apologize in a fight? Who is the first?
Is it before or after marriage?
No, so wait. So there is one before marriage, there's one after marriage.
Of course, the game.
Power change and do.
Power change and okay, wait. Before marriage, like who is usually the first to apologize?
Fuck, that is you now.
Okay. Yeah, it's not.
Blow your trumpet.
Okay, yes.
So how about
It's
after
not-
marriage?
After marriage,
50-50,
it's 50-50.
depending on who is at fault.
So, Mr. Peter, you no longer take all the faults. Before
No.
marriage,
Now, it be like, I've landed. So if you're at fault, say sorry.
I love it. I love it. In fact, I love the sincerity, honestly. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Who sleeps the more? Who loves to sleep more?
It depends.
No. Sleep more, Sha. Sleep more.
Are you sure?
You say it
It's
depends.
who sleep or who lies down on the bed. They can lie down on the bed too for a longer time.
The question is, who sleeps more?
Okay, who sleeps more? Yes.
You don't sleep it.
Yeah, I don't sleep.
Me, I
in-
take my sleep very seriously.
Correct. I love it.
yeah.
Who loves swallow the more? Who loves swallow the more?
No, call it very well. Your Excellency, Mr. Peter Olamiru. The pete in the pete room.
Okay. Let me ask one last one. Who saves money the more?
Me.
How
100%.
Yeah, we have a lot of
You don't want
children that we would always give money to.
Save money more.
You are,
Yeah, no,
Mr. Peter is a cheerful giver. Mr. Peter, you've never even given me money. So you used to give plenty people money.
My dear.
Now I know. Now I know.
No,
Okay. All right, so let's go into the conversation.
Yeah.
How long have you been in marriage for?
It's a very, very short time, just like yesterday. Well, I think we got married in 2019. So calculate it.
June 2019. So it will soon be 3 years.
Wow. It's not very short though. Like 3 years is a lot.
But it just feels like yesterday anyway.
Oh.
Like 3 years already.
Yeah, funny enough, we had this conversation last week. Yeah, and we're like, so it's gonna be 3 years. Like,
I know.
Wow.
Time flies, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing. Single people on this channel. If you are watching this, you people should please carry your handkerchief, because you can hear people now that have been married for 3 years saying it feels like yesterday. It's not even been long. You people should be ready, because I don't even know where this conversation is going to be tilting to. But honestly, I'm already having a feel of it. Now, let me start from, who do I even start from now? Because I want us to start, from the beginning. In the beginning.
Ningin.
In the beginning. How did it happen? How did you both meet? Who is going to start?
Okay, I'll start.
All right.
From my perspective, he probably will have a different perspective.
Okay.
From my own perspective, I met him during NYC. That was in 2014. Yes, 2014.
Okay.
And the camp. So we're having this DLCF program.
or this evening meeting.
This evening meeting that we just come together, we pray, and then we just socialize among the bread.
Hallelujah.
So after praying, that's okay, meet yourself. And then this guy walked up to me. This guy here. He walked up to
brother.
As at then, he was, he didn't even behave like brother. I beg, let me.
I will even interrupt.
So at that time, he just came, introduced himself, He's Peter, blah, blah, blah. He's from this, he's from this. The conversation started and he was like, okay, let's walk down to Memmbbeerrsss and let's just get dinner because it was at night. Then as for big girl where I be, I know they chop food from, I know they go queue, but I have to go to Memmbbeerrsss.
Normally, I suppose go queue, but you don't make yes, you know they queue. She tell me that she know they chop for NYC camp. I said, okay, let's go, mommy, go eat.
So we went there. As we went there, normally, as per a brother has said he is, followed you to Memmbbeerrsss. He's supposed to pay for the food, right?
Of course.
No. I ordered everything. This brother said, pay for your stuff yourself. Impression number one.
First day of meeting each other.
First day of meeting him.
No.
He refused to pay for my food.
Okay.
Refused to pay for my water. Refused to pay for my drink. No.
I pay for water. Yes.
How much is water? There's not
exactly. How much is water? 15 naira.
Water.
Sorry, excuse me. No, the major thing is that he did not buy food.
I didn't pay for our food because the circumstances behind it is when we are going. So a brother joined us, and I was even telling her because we really clicked that they're like, two is a crowd, three is a crowd, or two is companion. Like, why is this brother joining us? I want to go and eat. But not these our brothers now, they know the sabi. So they joined us. So when we now got like, I cannot pay for 3 people. And I whispered to her, I can't pay for 3 people. And she offered her money.
No, I cannot, there's this thing about when you are going out with a guy, have vex money. So I always have my money in my pocket. Right. So when it's not going to be, I was like, I
cannot pay for the brother that joined us. But when she come bring money out,
yourself.
I
collected
the money.
First day, he did not pay for the food. That's like an impression.
And the brother ended up paying for his own food.
That this guy is not a cheerful giver. So, and one of my quality that I'm looking for in a man is he must be a cheerful giver. Yes. And I'm like, okay, this one is cancelled. So I pay for my food. We shall continue to talk. And then that first day, going back to the hostel that night, he asked me what my genotype was. And I'm like, who does this? You call yourself a brother. The next year, you're asking somebody the genotype. And if a brother or if a guy asks you for a genotype, you know where he's heading to.
Of course.
Because they don't just want for knowledge sake. And I'm like, why are you asking? So just tell me. And then the next thing is, how old are you? Those are like serious deep questions.
Wait, Auntie Ruth, wait. Do you mean this is like on the first day you are talking? Like first day?
First day I'm meeting this human being on earth. I'm like,
are you good?
First day, I'm telling you, first day. And I'm like, that was like a shocker to me because I've never seen someone that bold to ask you for your age, ask you for your genotype. And I'm like, okay. I told him all the same, and I went back to my hostel.
The presentation was nice.
What presentation? What is Wait. I went back to my hostel. Then this guy called me and he said he had made a post on Facebook. And I'm like, what is the post? He told me he think he has found the one. I mean, what are your exact words?
I will tell my own version of the story.
Okay, yes. Sorry. I've forgotten his exact word, but something about he has met the one. And all those direct move like that got me scared. And I just stepped backward. Wow. And I'm like, no, it's happening too fast. The next day, Memmbbeerrsss started telling me about his history, about his mom, about his dad, about his family. I'm like, oh no, this is too deep a conversation for me to be engaging in. So if I know that if I keep flowing with him, I'm actually giving him the right signal. So the next thing was, I was like, let's take it slow, please. I don't know where this is heading or where this conversation is going to, but I'm not sure I'm ready for such deep conversation. And then I started taking my step backwards. So fast forward after camp, we went to our various places to serve. This guy kept on firing. And that was the beginning of me stepping backwards. Seriously. And I told him, I like you as a friend, but I don't think anything was going to happen between me and you.
But you don't even like Yoruba man. Yes. Yes, I see the truth.
I am not saying that. Please, I don't know what you're talking about. But of course, for my kind of man, I've never seen a Yoruba person in the picture. I'm sorry. So
what tribe are you from? What tribe are you from?
I'm from Kogi State, Igala. But I said I schooled in the East, so I now find more of the Eastern men, the Idibugo guys, because I see them that someone who take care of their wives very. So Yoruba guys were all fit for me, but that's not the reason. His energy was like bam, 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 bam. I'm like, what's all this? It's too.
You cannot be calming down.
Be calming down. It was not like, okay, he's going to calm down. And at that point, I didn't want to give anybody any signal at all. I don't want to give him any hope at all. And I told him, I don't want anything. Let's cut it off. 2:14 past, 2:15 past. I told him, okay, we could just be friends. 2:16, we could just be friends. Then 2:17, that was when, in my mind, I was like ready to settle down. Though I've been praying about God's will, God lead and direct me. My mind has been moving up and down, but not to him, definitely. There was a time he was putting so much pressure, and I told him that if he doesn't want to lose his friendship with me, he should not mention it again. And he was like, okay. He was not going to mention it again. But later he would bring it up, and I'm telling him this is like, I told 2:17, or 2:18, I cannot remember the year in particular. He came all the way from Ekiti down to Lagos, took me out.
Yeah, 2:17.
Yes, took me
December.
to ShopRite, gave me food, blah, blah, blah. And face to face, like in my front, let's say he asked me that he was proposing, or he wanted to know what my decision was for real. Probably what I was telling him over the phone was not real. And I told him, is that why you took me out? Is that why you booked this Uber? Just for you to make me uncomfortable in this situation? I've told you my answer right from time. And then I told him,
it's never.
I said, it can never happen. Point, plain, and black. I told him it can never happen between me and you. And I saw his face dropped. And I was like, what have I done? Where have I gotten myself to? As in, sometimes I just wonder, what signal did I give him that brought him to this state where over the years, 2:14, 2:15, 2:16, 2:17, and I've been telling this guy, back off, and he's not backing up. At that point, I felt like I was bad. But of course, I can't marry out of pity. Because marriage is a long, long time ago. I don't want to be in that position where I will say yes to somebody because I'm feeling pity for him. At that time, I just told him, no, it can never, never happen. Such that even if you want to think about coming back again to ring in your head that this lady said, it can never, never happen. And then his face dropped. So, but before we left there, we met one of his friends that said something, and in my mind, I just smiled. He was like, oh, see this couple. And I'm like, even if this guy knows what has happened before now, he would not be saying this. And I actually just told the guy that, no, it's, he was like, don't worry. He was telling him that, don't worry, that's how she used to do. I'm like,
I don't even know the guy.
I don't know the guy from anywhere.
Somebody from my university.
I don't know him from anywhere. So fast forward to, we left that place and we started talking as just friends. If I need something, I'll ask him. If he needs something, if he needs clarification, he will ask me. And he did not mention it again. So, and I discovered that this guy is still giving me space. Like, yeah, attention was no longer there. And now I call him, I said, okay, what's up now? I didn't say we are fighting. It's just we should talk as friends and nothing more. And I was like, he's just doing what I said I should. What I told him to be doing, and I'm like, it's okay. 2017, 2018 was when I started praying seriously about this marriage thing. That was when I faced this serious. I was like, okay, God, show me your will. I don't want to miss it in life, blah, blah, blah. At that time, there was a particular brother there. Yeah, not him.
I know.
And I've been conversing with that brother for a while. And he said something one day that struck a chord in me, because he came to see me where I was working at that time, all the way from Ekiti, just because as friends, nothing more. And I told him, I said, this brother, because we all both sat in the same place. I said, this brother came all the way.
That brother was our GC then. At
that time, I said, he came all the way to see me. And you know what he said? He said, are you sure that he's not the will of God for you? Somebody that is planning to ask me out is asking me if him is not the will of God for me. That the way he
Are you serious?
In my mind, I'm like, yes. And that got me thinking. That was the losing point for him. He didn't know. I was taken aback, but I was like, no, don't worry. But later, after that call, I started thinking. I was like, what if this guy is actually for, and I've been doing this, I've been doing strong heads. Okay, meanwhile, I already came through the MC, the one I was talking with on phone, and he asked me out. Simple, seeing somebody we have been talking with, it's just like to give him a yes. Of course, he already imagined that I was going to give him a yes. But the day I was to say yes, I felt this, I lost my peace. That's the word I'll say. And before I could say yes, there's this fear that gripped me from within. And once that fear gripped me, I know I'm heading for doom if I go ahead with whatever I want to do. I was scared. And it was as if I say yes, my future was going to be blank or dark.
Yeah.
At that point, I was confused because I had resolved to give this brother a yes. We've been speaking over time. And in my mind, I'm like, my will of God is already settled. So, but for me to give that response, I could not go for that. I lost my peace. I saw that my future was heading for a blackout and all of that. And I was so scared. This guy kept on waiting for weeks. And I'm like, he should just give me time. And then, he came on saying that should not allow the devil to manipulate the situation. Me to manipulate this thing. Why am I delaying? Why am I doing this and all of that? And I'm like, please just give me time because I need to really pray about this. Marriage is not something that you need to do mistake about. And then at the point, I was not finding my peace concerning that situation. And I said, no, it's not going to happen.
Great. Let me pause you there. Just hold on. Mr. Peter, shift closer. Wait, what came over you for you to see a lady on a first day? First day, like you've never seen her before, except if you have seen her before, or maybe, I don't know. Was that your first day of actually seeing her? Our own side of the story.
That was my. No.
So you just meet somebody on a first day, and you are asking her, you are asking about her genotype, her age, first day.
You see, sometimes, okay, yeah. So I would like to talk very surface, but sometimes the issue of marriage is also a little bit. It's also deep. I'm this kind of person that I know God, and I have this belief all throughout my life that when I used to joke with my friends that when I see who I will marry, I will know her. Like that when I say who I'm going to marry, that I'm just going to know her.
You see?
So that day, it was evening, and when I saw her, I just felt like, yeah, you can still check my Facebook or I posted that night. I said, I think
Please,
I found her.
you are going to send me a screenshot of that post. I need to put it.
Like,
Wow.
I think I found, that's what I posted. And then my friend started calling. I said, yes, I met someone today. And I was so sure, like, I don't want to be so emphatic. I just posted, I say, I think I found her. And people started calling, and it was great. Like, the feeling was great. Yeah, but the years,
I've never heard this.
yeah, no, no, like, so that very first day. So,
I have never ever heard of this kind of story before.
Yeah. But there's always a place of choices in love. So the years after, she really, I try all my best, and sometimes I always believe that if my best is not good enough, what should I do? So I try my best. I discovered that it was tending towards me trying to become. She asked who she wants to marry. I mean, she has a picture, she has the personality. And this is me. This is who I am. This is how God has created me to be. I can't be someone else. So, and I was very true to my expression for her. But after a while, I look at her and say, if this sister is not seeing the way I'm seeing it, let's move on. So when I went to Lagos that 2017, was like, okay. No, sometimes I used to tell people that I used to tell her, I said, that's what some of those I told her that day, that sometimes you love people deep enough to let them go. Loving someone is not about having the person. So, like, I love her so much, but if it's not in her best interest to be with me, I should not, if I'm not the best person for her, I should love her enough to let her be with who she loves. Wow. So when she made it very clear to me in that 2017, I would never stop. I didn't stop loving her, but I also need to move on. There you get. And happened to me that was really like after she, it was like breaking my heart all the way. You come away from Ekiti, other, when we are leaving that Ikeja, she gets Ikeja more. So I think I even bent down publicly to helping her to sit do her shoe. And she told me that didn't touch her heart. That this is someone that I just talk over lunch. That I can never be yours. And yet the guy still move on and still helping me to go down so low to be making my shoe in the public. That means a lot to her. That this guy really love me. I say, yeah, I truly love you, but I have my own principles of life. Is number one, I can't force myself on anybody. Then I can't compromise on who I am. I love, but, and I don't beg for love too. I don't beg for it. I express myself to you. Anyway, you be consistent. I won't make it to be in doubt. Most of my friends knows if I like you, I like you. And if I don't know, so if I'm giving you green signal, you know that it's green, it's not yellow. And that's me.
Amber.
It's not amber, it's green. It's green.
I'm coming. Let me ask Auntie Ruth a question. So all this years, while he was, showing you this side of him, did you at any point think he was maybe faking it or maybe pretending or something? You know how we ladies see a guy that is really good, and then somehow we feel like, are you sure this person is not pretending just because he wants to get married to me? How did you feel on that day? You know what it means for somebody to travel all the way from Ekiti, come down to Lagos just because I want to take you out and be with you. And I've not even said yes to you. Do you think at any point, did it cross your mind that maybe this guy is just faking it or putting up some stuff? Or how did you feel, honestly?
No, I've never felt it was fake. From the first day, when he asked about my age and my genotype, I knew he was sincere and I knew he was going in for that conversation was deep for me, was so deep for me. And for someone who is asking you that question on their very first day and making that post on their very first day is very serious. So for you not to lead him keep giving him signal, at the end of the day, you say no. I started stepping back from that first day. Immediately I realized that this guy is for real and that he's going to continue like this if I keep giving him the same energy.
Wow.
So for me, he has never been fake. That's why even when I made that decision to say yes to him, I knew that I knew he was not fake. That's just it.
Okay, Mr. Peter.
Yeah.
Mr. Peter, sorry. I love the way this conversation is going, and I love the sincerity on your part. Between 2014 and 2017, I mean, it's a long time. You know, not a lot of guys get to, wait, press on, that kind of thing. Did it cross your mind to probably feel like, well, I've tried, she's not answering me, maybe I should move on, maybe try other relationships or something?
Yes. 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 At that point, after I said never ever, he moved forward and started trying other things. Between 2017 and 2018, it was in 2018 finally that we finally came back. Yes, so it's 2018 March that I finally gave him the go ahead. Yes, before we got married in 2019. But from that 2017, when I told him never ever, forged ahead.
Baba pick race.
My destiny will not die here.
Because having waited for 3 years, I think I can really, having waited for 2014, 15, 16, 17, and when she finally gave you that emphatic, it can never happen. So you just felt like, I beg, make I move on, I don't try.
Yes, and also I also have friends that are very close to me, and they're equally good, that people have shipped us together, because she's so my wife, she's not so visible like that in my circle. So like, where do you want to bring this beautiful lady from? Like, we don't know her. She's not so, she's just my precious gem that I just keep away, So when she gave me so I have some friends that are very close to me, and I make up my mind that by God's grace, friends that are close to me. I have a couple of female friends that are close to me.
Auntie Ruth, calm down now.
No, seriously, to think that at that point where I was putting in quote, I was doing shakara, there are a lot of people hovering around him. Now, when I said yes, I started discovering. I'm like, what is in you that people are like, who are you? Who are you? What is in you that you have people surrounding you, like hovering around you? Like, I'm like, no, that was like a shocker to me at first when I discovered that this guy where I did do shakara for how many years ago. Now hot cake too. I'm like, no, what's happening here?
Wow.
Yeah, God is actually our perfect matchmaker. Because there is a mystery about we make choices, there's a place of choice, but there's a place of God. Like if she has delayed giving me a go ahead for 2 weeks, maybe we won't be together, to be honest.
That part of the gist. Fast forward to 2018. I told you 2017, 2018. When I told him never ever, I started getting serious about praying and all of that. And then when I couldn't say yes to this particular guy, I had to go back to God and like, Father, I don't understand what's happening. Who is your perfect? I have a lot of friends around me. Even where I was working, someone had already taken my name to MC. I had gone to MC twice. I don't want to be going to MC to be saying no, and all those stuff. I'm tired. I just need to know who is this person for? Who is the person for me? At that point, I realized one of these covenant service. The pastor was preaching, and all of a sudden, my mind went to him. And in my mind, I'm making my first name and his last name. All of a sudden, I pinched myself. I came back. I was like, is it not the person that you told never ever? What are you doing in your mind? So I came back, refocused myself into the service, prayed. At the end of the day, but was the day I just prayed, and it was as if what I was looking for in Sokoto was in my Sokoto. That kind of stuff. And I'm like, his name kept on coming, Peter Olamerica. And I'm like, no, I'll go and be telling a guy that I've told never ever to come and marry me.
But what informed your own never ever? Honestly, like what informed it?
Because I don't know. He was not the picture.
Wow.
Yes, he was not the picture. So at that time, when it started coming, sometimes if you are not seeing anything, you're not seeing, except God opens your eyes to see. I'm sorry about that. But when I realized,
you're very right.
When I realized I couldn't see anything in him, and I told you when I was talking about the other guy, I could not see my future with him. But when I tried to imagine my future with this guy, as that when I was praying and serious, I could see something very bright. And I'm like,
yeah.
I was like, at that time, I never considered him as a husband until after that incident. And I could see him. When I look at my future with him, I could see that it was bright, it was beautiful, and I'm like, no, I can't be like, is it that I'm going to be like Ruth in the Bible, who will go and sleep at the rich man's? That kind of, that story that is in the Bible. I'm like, no, Father, if this is really you saying that this guy is going to be my husband, let him bring about this marriage talk again. Yeah, because I had given him one, and for a while he has not spoken about it at all. And I respected him for that, because he respected my decision at that time. So I was not like, okay, we are talking. I said, Father, if this is your will, if it's really you, let him bring out the topic of marriage. Lo and behold, one of our conversation, he talked about marriage. And that was the point for me to...
You shoot
talk.
your shot.
Yeah, no, we shoot.
You shoot your shot. I said that, am I not interested again?
No, that's not what I said.
Okay,
calm down. I cannot be that direct.
It is excitement for me. Is that you shoot your shot? You shoot.
So no, I asked him, I said, he said something about marriage, and I told him, are you ready to marry? Because at that time he was going through a phase in his life, and I said, you that don't have any money now, are you ready for marriage? And he said something like, if I say yes today, he's ready for marriage. I'm like, So if I say yes like this, so it was like a joke, but I knew where I was heading to. But at that time, because I've already told him never ever.
Joking.
He was joking, but I knew where I was heading.
But Mama was not joking.
So I now told him,
women now powerful.
I was not
using the small thing to turn the head of a big man.
Which big man? So I told him I should go ahead with whatever he wants to about marriage. Like, I did not say like I'm ready, because I cannot be shooting shots direct like that. I cannot be saying I cannot be asking a guy out.
Ladies, single ladies, I hope you are learning. Even if you want to shoot your shot, sometimes you don't have to, go all direct. You understand?
You have to do shakara with it. So, so he now asked me that, am I serious? At that time, it clicked in his head that he clicked that this lady is asking me to go ahead with marriage stuff. And I'm saying, I told him, he said, are you serious? I said, how serious? How else can I be serious? And he was like, So if I come and propose to you, you will get married. I said, if you are ready to get married, you will get married. And then that conversation continued. And I'm like, if you want to get married, I'm a child of a deeper life pastor, you have to go through the MC and all of and all of that was how the brother, I said, it was at that point, it was a yes for him from me. And I told him, if you want to hear the word yes, you have to come to the MC to propose properly. But you already know that signal, what he was waiting for, was what I had given him.
Yeah, so
wow,
that's it.
That's how I met.
Yeah, at that time I was even attending Redeem then in APT. So and she now told me that we started just like the decision has been made.
Mm-hmm.
So we now started talking about how to actually our parents, pastor, that I have to come to deeper life. I like, Of course, we're all deeper life now. But that I'm attending Redeem Ministry
All of us
because
are
my
all
job
deeper
is
life.
there.
Let us be putting it down. All of us are deeper.
Yes, so that's why I just do like I just die one or two things. So I just go back to my home church. Oluwa already, as in your picking is back, and my Elisha MC, they are the best. All right. Our son, welcome. What do you need? Is it Lagos? Pa. They are so excited because of course, every time I go home, I see and Deeper Life is my home church, That though I'm a redeem, I'm very committed then, but she told me that it's not that she have issue. No, we have some of our basic differences is the issue of being religious and being righteous. So that's some of those. That's why she could not properly see me as the kind of person she wanted. Or someone spiritual.
Yes, I was looking for someone spiritual. I need someone that will lead me to heaven.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
So, the way the age is already in her head that person must be like a pastor-like figure. But later, after the years, I got convinced that.
No, when I got talking to him and after everything, I now discovered that this person, seriously, is not in our place as human to judge. Because at the end of the day, when I started talking to him and he started telling me deep things, I was like, this guy has even had encounter more than I've done. Because in my life, I said I'm a Christian. In my mind, I'm categorized myself and I've already categorized him also. And I'm like, oh, this guy is less spiritual because I know he's outspoken everywhere. Then when I started talking to him and I discovered the deep things that he was dishing out for me, I'm like, are you serious? This guy has had social encounter. He has had me at that being and say I'm spiritual. I cannot count how many encounter I've had. At that point, and I'm like, no. I think there's more to this.
I feel like I won't blame you, you know why? I feel like a lot of us who grew up in DL, who have this DL background, have this kind of conditioning. And for those people who are not careful enough to be able to understand that there's more beyond being a part of a denomination, it may be difficult. You understand what I'm trying to say? There was one interview, I think the very first interview I had, one of the things the lady said was that when she saw her husband, because of the way he looked, even though he saw her in the church, she saw him in the church, in the fellowship, he had beard, he had a full hair. She said the first thing that came to her mind was, who is this Yahoo guy? That was I'm telling you, she said that was the first thing she said, because we are not used to men with beards. You understand? We are not used to men who have beards. We are not used to that bearded gang kind of thing. She said that was the first thing that, and then I think the guy was now also in IT. She said she was just like, who is this Yahoo guy? Like, what's happened? And you need to see, like, they're doing beautifully well today. They got married in the church. And, I feel like that's also that's one thing that we also want to be careful of as Christians. The way we ladies, look at guys, the way some guys also look at some ladies, you just see them. I know the kind of things I have heard. Do you understand? Me, this
yeah. Let me tell you one thing that happened. I think there's a retreat, so I did not go. Madam talked to my head and made me look like a sinner. As in, I did not do full retreat.
How dare you? How dare you miss retreat?
Okay, my family, so I took them to.
How dare you? For real? Why will you miss retreat?
I didn't.
How dare you? For what?
I didn't retreat.
Retreat is the time you're supposed to have to separate yourself.
That I went to do one jamboree. I took my family to their church to have this service in their church because I'm the one that can drive that time. Madam, like, no. I was like, no. So when we later now said that 2017, I was like, no, enough is enough. I mean, I can't be who this sister really wants. I know God. So God really know that she's the right person for me. God should take over. Like, I'm done. I'm done trying to, like, I on. And I have my own target to say, okay, yes, as a man proposes in his heart, so is he. I also have my own plan. I can't suspend my plan because of a lady that did not see me as a choice. So I said, God, move on. I'm ready to get married. I have a lot of things that made me know that no, I'm ready to get married. So, and that was when 2018 comes in. I know that. So, but from 2017, so the signal became very green. So, but
it's 2018 that
2018,
it was green.
yes.
2017, it was red.
Yeah, 2018.
It was red.
Yeah, from those 20, I think she had most of her encounter or her confirmations in around those covenant services in January.
2018.
That was 2018. So, and it happened so fast, really. So, and immediately, so and I came to Lagos as I just come to see her, and we just finalized things. Now this one is a very beautiful lunch. I took her out the place. We had a very nice time, and all those guys are not very. She's a very reserved woman, so she was very conscious of her statements and keep telling me, go through the MC, go through. I didn't, don't worry, MC is a small thing. But to the glory of God, after that, we, like at that moment, we were like our spirit click. You get it now. So, and what I came to Lagos very successful. That she too, she even got a new job. Like she got a very bigger job. Myself, that very week, I know in March that we can still start. I got a very big job that took me all the way from Ekiti now to Lagos.
Wow.
It was as if my destiny is waiting for her to just say yes and
step in.
Yeah, this kind of
step
that,
she was like the activator.
No. Like so that's like when I look at the whole thing, indeed God is a perfect matchmaker. I was collecting 75,000 naira in Zenith Bank then in Ekiti, and I just got a job that they started paying me in foreign currency.
How?
It's mind blowing. Who cannot do it?
He who finds a wife. we're not married that time, but he who is possessed.
Let me position
now for our own. So for
he who finds a wife.
And receive favor from the Lord.
Favor
and from our own, she got a very new job too. That's the higher one. So it was like the confirmation we are both expecting. So at that point, we have no choice. So there's someone that my mind was on, and 2 weeks later, the person was like, oh, actually not those people, that person that was saying, oh, she needs to see me, that we need to talk, but I'm like, oh, I'm busy. So when we later find time to talk, I'm like, I'm not available again.
So she actually came after you had moved on,
Yeah, it was it was very fast.
I told him 270, never ever. So Oga went to shoot the shots in other places.
I really moved on. But fortunately, those shots too, they did not score. They did not say
yes. They say wait.
They say wait. She was telling me no. So they say wait. So by the time they now came back in that March too. And so yeah, and it was a very wonderful person, to be honest. But I can't
cannot leave roots.
That's what I just
and treat me not to leave thee.
That was the only thing I could say. I couldn't tell the person that I don't love her or that
I cannot leave roots.
I cannot leave roots.
Your destiny was attached.
And you was really surprised because I just started with 2 weeks. That was when but that 2 weeks is enough for me to know that come on. I'm not
your confession done this no be 2 weeks.
And,
exactly.
Yeah,
wow.
And you can see where the whole story goes, and we thank God. So we started the MC thing, Yeah, so and during MC, it was I met this brother that my sister wanted to say yes to at the MC. We did not know that we came
for the same person.
Yes, now. And because I've told my wife that by God's grace, I only want to open MC file, one MC file, and to be a yes. I don't want to go to MC file, now become a file loader. So that's why I really have to work very well. Now become so now
You open and you close.
You open, close. So when I went to with my own file and I saw this, my brother is my lead, is our copper pastor then. So I like, we didn't even talk. Of course, we just talk brother to brother. We know what they're, but we don't talk about the sister's name. And that day, normally I'm a very open person. Normally I talk, but I know that he knows her. But that I just decided not to talk. Like, let me also be coded. So it was later. And this, my beautiful wife, she knows both of us are dear. And she cannot even tell me this.
You got like a setup.
And when I even called her to tell her that I saw some brother. Anyway, it was later I get to know her. And I was, that brother, which out now will he be looking at me now? The brother has been in MC for, but we really thank God for everything. Everything was very beautiful. Because at the end of the day, everybody involved, God is our perfect matchmaker. Yeah, and MC, of course, our own MC story for another day, but very wonderful.
Disciplined him first, approaching his sister before coming to the committee.
Yeah, they gave me.
They gave you discipline.
4 months now.
No, it was supposed to be 3 months. But they had mercy on you. I gave you
because
1 month.
I was able to present my case to them. That okay, where is the written principle? Where they give us a written law that should not talk to sister?
I bad brothers like you. I love brothers like you. We will go to MC and we not just take everything line up and
I was able to present my case to them at a point.
No, they asked him, has he not been attending all the seminars they do for single?
Yeah, they asked me, have I not been attending? I said, I've not been so attending. I don't even know. They don't give it like that.
I stopped attending.
But at the end of the day, I was able to make.
Do you know the funny thing? I stopped attending some of the seminars even since when I was in degree, when I was in undergrad. Like sometimes they'll be like, sisters, come for sisters fellowship. Sisters, come for sisters meeting. I always get tired of those conversations back then. Oh, the thing they tire me. I know they go, no verse. I know they attend any seminar. Anybody that is watching this.
I really don't think when I was on campus and I was not so cool with what they talk about there. Yeah, so I was so cool with some of the things, people try to, with all respect to everybody that always do those teachings, they have to teach from what they know. And one thing about marriage is we need to start telling everybody, people that are listening to us, that it's a personal journey. It's a personal your home. You have to take responsibility for it. If you allow MC to hijack your relationship, you are allowing anybody to hijack your life. Bible says that on the last day we shall all stand and give account. You should be able to stand for your conviction, and that's what happened between me and my wife. I said, well, you can't tell me to be God bless you, brothers. No, but I know God.
You have to shade some people. Me, I'm not there. No,
God, and God knows me. I don't walk by sight, but I will not be like if I wear my polo and my trouser. Holy Spirit, they inside though. I go to business meeting. Holy Spirit will help me to even see some this. Will give us insight. So when I'm walking that close with God, because I will not stand and be doing some things, and that is one that. So when I go to MC, I was able to.
Sorry, we did not know that time.
So yes, she did not know that time. But so when I got to MC, I was telling that why do you want to discipline me? Because I have a lady in my spirit. I did marriage. They say what I did was propose, and that's what I really had like a one-on-one chat with the committee. That proposing marriage means proposing marriage. Don't let us turn it to something simple. expressing love to your sister is not proposing marriage. It's two different things. And at the end of the day, so they were a little
Rema.
so they were a little bit
I hope
divided.
people are
They had to
judging.
step out before they could. There you go. So they had to step out that day because the committee became divided. Some people really believe in words in my position and say, oh, they should just leave. Because in Elisha people but not Lagos people. So they were, after my talk,
We are upholding the faith.
They were divided. But at the end of the day, they said they still have to, like, it's their doctrinal practice. They still have to.
Why would you call it doctrinal practice?
They still have to. It's doctrinal. They still have to give me one knock on the head, no matter how sensible or reasonable it may be. So they gave me 1 month instead of the 3-month discipline. I said, okay. But I said, yeah, really.
Sometimes I just wonder what you were doing in engineering. Why you did not go to read law? No, for him to be able to defend himself out of 3 months. You know, when you're supposed to have a 3-year sentence and they reduce it to 1 year because of the way you defended yourself. You know, that kind of thing.
I know. Yeah, wow. Thank you so much. You know, for me, for those who have been, you know, following this channel for a while, and when I bring couples, you know, to share their story, there's actually something I'm trying to pass across, and I hope that people do not miss the message, you know. For those of us, again, I'm very particular about, you know, people who got married in DL, you know, people who followed who were DL or who are DL members, you know, who followed that principle, you know, who grew up, you know. I feel like for a long time, we don't talk about these things. And, you know, somehow people feel like people get it. It looks so big when we hear the will of God in marriage, you know. In fact, I know people who are literally scared of that conversation. They are confused, they are scared. They don't even want to, when they hear, have you known the will of God in marriage? There's this kind of sudden fear that rushes down their spine. And you know, and I don't blame them. You know,
yeah.
I don't blame them. I don't.
No, when I was serious.
I don't because that is the picture that I've seen.
I was so scared. I was really scared. I had to ask my dad about I had to go back to my dad. How do you know that my mom is the will of God for you? Right. My dad told me that it's not hard. Because the way I'm carrying it over my head, that it's not hard. That once I see the person, once I pray, once I know.
Hard.
Yes.
And honestly, Mary, the point is, Bible said it first, men that are led by the Spirit of God are the sons of God. As long as you are born again, we are sure of your salvation. And be sincere with yourself. Don't allow religion, anything to cover you. Be sincere with yourself. When you are sure, God will lead you. And don't be thinking that, oh, the person has to come in this form. Don't have any idol in your mind.
No, don't have a particular, like I had.
Be sincere with God. Be sincere with yourself too. And if you love somebody, walk up to them and tell them you love them. Don't no crime.
That song that just came to my mind. If you love somebody, walk up to them and tell them you love them.
When I almost started a ministry to be helping brothers to open their eyes. If open 35, open, close. What are you doing? Like, exactly. Why you want to get married 2017? There's one brother. I felt for him. He's right. He had been ready to get married since 2016 or so. Sisters are saying no. I told him, he gets that they do this thing. Like, you cannot.
Engineer Peter. Wait. Engineer Peter, tell us how they do this thing. Auntie Ruth, shift back. Let me hear from your husband.
Hey,
Hello.